for anybody that wants to know more about Nairobi, or anybody that wants to be reminded of how great Nairobi is. Oh my God, take me back, please. Like, I miss Kenya so much, man. I really do. I really do miss Kenya. I did promise I was going to get to this. This is a short one. My guy, Marvin. Some of you guys, if you guys are like OGs at Top Hill, if you guys been on the channel or whatever, you guys might know who Marvin is. If you guys come to our YouTube homepage, come down to either our Kenyan travel vlog, or our special guest. I did an interview with Marvin. Marvin is I think he's 20. He might be 25 now. When I went out to Kenya last year for my birthday, had an interview with him. We got to get to know each other. Basically, he is an Eritrean, but grew up in Germany. He ended up traveling to, how many countries has he been to? I think he's been to like over 30 plus countries. And he was only 24 years old. Very well traveled, very mature, very wise for his age, knows a lot. He's into marketing, so he actually chose Nairobi to live, and to like build up his marketing company and stuff. So he's been living in Nairobi for a minute now. And then he was kind enough to like show me around the city. So we got to do we walked around the CBD, which is like the central business district of Nairobi. I got to eat camel. That was cool.
The hell did that taste like?
Very, very good.
Oh my God, he's fucking this shit up.
Yeah, this shit was tough. That's the camel meat right there.
Okay.
I was like, you said, not gonna try. It wasn't the stunt. Well, I did ask. I was like, should I ask you what part of the camel this is? He's like, better not. But it was really, really good. And yeah, man, had a really good time, man. So
yeah, better not. It's crazy. He was eating the camel ass.
Oh my God, damn it. Well, it's over now. So I can't do nothing about it. But yeah, man. So if you guys want, go check out his interview. Go check out some of the vlogs that we did. Those was really dope. But other than that, man, he actually just started dropping some more videos on his channel. And I definitely am trying to check it out, actually. So he did a video called Living in New York versus Nairobi. Which city is better? Now, you've been in New York before, right?
Yep.
I've been in New York before. I also been in Nairobi. Curious to know what his takes are on this. I probably know already, but we're gonna go in here, unbiased opinion, and see what's going on with it, man. If you guys are new here, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. And make sure you give my guy Marvin a follow and a like as well too. All right, let's get into it. There you go.
New York versus Nairobi, that is also considered the New York of Africa. After spending over a year in the United States with about 5 months in New York and then moving to Nairobi, where I've been for the past year and a half, I've had the chance to experience life in two major cities from different parts of the world. Today, I want to share my personal experiences living in both cities and compare various aspects of life here, giving you a clearer picture of what it's like in each place. Welcome to my channel, my name is Marvin, and today I'm sharing the experiences I made living in New York compared to living in Nairobi. I've been traveling around the African continent since I moved here almost 2 years ago, and want to show you how life on the continent is, so that you can get a clearer picture of the motherland, because trust me, it's totally different from what the Western media wants you to believe.
That
so
is
let's start comparing New York and Nairobi with the cost of living. In New York, your rent can easily exceed $2,000 for a small apartment that feels more like a shoebox in a home.
Yeah, definitely. He's not lying. He is not capped. You will buy a closet for $4,000 a month. Mm-hmm. Like, it is ridiculous in New York City. I do not, for the life of me, understand why anybody chooses to live in New York City. I don't get it. I don't care.
In Nairobi, I pay less than $900 for a spacious 5-bedroom house in one of the city's most expensive neighborhoods. I even have a big garden that grows avocados, bananas, and many more fruits, vegetables, and herbs. And that is something unimaginable in New York City. You can also find a nice one-bedroom apartment starting from $300 in a decent area of Nairobi. When it comes to grocery shopping in New York, I've often felt like I was breaking the bank. Spending $100 on a small cart of groceries was normal. In Nairobi, groceries are way cheaper, especially if you buy locally produced goods. Going out in New York can also be very pricey. A simple night out with dinner and drinks could easily cost $50 or much more. In Nairobi,
50 is light.
50? Marvin,
50 is light.
Marvin, update. That's a 200.
250.
If you buy yourself, if you just go on to pay for yourself, that's $100.
100.
That's $100. If you on a date,
3.
Yeah, cause she gonna drink. So yeah, no. Up that price, man. That is crazy out here.
Dining out regularly at very nice places and do various activities for a fraction of that cost. I can spend $10 to $15 on a nice meal in a fancy restaurant, or around $5 in a decent location. And just to give you another comparison, when I thought of taking Uber in New York when I missed the subway, I could spend easily $50 or more depending where you want to go. And in Nairobi, you can take an Uber starting from as little as $1, and even for a 30-minute drive, it will only cost you around $10. So overall, I spend a maximum of
that is true. That is true.
$1,000 per month in Nairobi while maintaining a high quality of life. This is already less than rent alone in New York. Not to mention groceries, going out, and other expenses. And with the same standard of living, you will spend around $5,000 a month. Then beyond the cost of living, lifestyle is another very important aspect of life in both places. New York has the advantage of being close to the beach, but you can only use it for a few months a year due to the cold winters.
You don't even call Coney Island a beach for real. That you don't want to go swimming in Coney Island, man. There ain't
Step
no
on
beach.
a syringe.
Real.
Cities' indoor activities are definitely more enjoyable during New York's cold winter. On the other hand, Nairobi isn't directly next to the beach, but you can take a 5-hour train ride and end up at one of the most beautiful beaches in the world, connected to the Indian Ocean.
Beach.
The beach size
5 hours
in Zanzibar, with rich
So they have a high-speed rail train system that goes there like twice a day or something like that. You can get on the train, go to the coast side, and enjoy that. You can also take a plane, which is what I did, and it's only an hour.
Okay, it's like 5 hours?
Yeah, 5 hours on the train, but it's super cheap. And they also got like first class on there too, so it could be like a real luxury
5
experience.
hours.
But you're also going through the national park, so you get to see elephants,
okay.
lions. But you know, what I mean, that's if you have time. Yeah, but I took the plane just because I had limited time, so I wanted to hurry up and get over there, hurry up and get back, and just enjoy as much time. So yeah, you can take either option, or you can go by road. You know, you can drive too.
And you can enjoy them all year long. Nairobi also offers lifestyle benefits if you love spending time in nature like I do. Did you know it's the only city in the world with a safari park right next to it? You can go on a safari over the weekend and see animals you'd only see in documentaries if you were in New York. I even met a travel group from New York who came all the way to Kenya just for a safari. Nairobi also has beautiful natural escapes like forests right in the city with waterfalls. There are hiking trails where you can go after work or on the weekends to clear your mind from a busy week. Plus, many nice restaurants with amazing food and good vibes. Often there's live music, saxophone players, and many more things to enjoy throughout the week. Let's be honest, New York's restaurant scene is unmatched. With a huge variety of cuisines from all over the world, it also has a vibrant urban environment with a thriving creative scene, hosting endless events, museums, festivals, and so much more. The Central Park is also a great escape in the middle of the city where you can relax if you're tired of the concrete jungle. However, the main issue with New York is the weather, which makes most outdoor activities only enjoyable during the summer. Nairobi's blend of nature, city life, and generally pleasant weather most of the year offers a different kind of charm. For me personally, because of the lower cost of living, the beautiful natural environment, and great weather, I prefer living in Nairobi over New York City. Quality of food is something that is as important as lifestyle. We all know that food in America isn't the healthiest in the world.
Marvin, you're actually making me mad. you're actually making me upset. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I have had travel depression since leaving Nairobi, Kenya, man. Like, oh my, I want to come back so bad, man. The quality, he's hitting on all the points, man. The quality of the food and stuff like that, the nature, just the air, man. I always talk about the air. It's just amazing. The people are amazing and friendly. Yeah, man. This got me really missing Kenya a lot. I ain't gonna lie. I'm missing Kenya a whole lot now.
There have been many scandals about the food industry and its connection to genetic modifications that are driven by companies trying to make people more addicted to their products. Unfortunately, this leads to long-term health problems. The overall food experience here is more natural, and it's something I've come to deeply appreciate. One major concern for many people considering visiting or moving to Nairobi is safety. Before moving here, I was very aware of the potential that Kenya could be unsafe. But after nearly 2 years of living in Nairobi, I can say that the situation isn't as bad as people think. Of course, there are unsafe areas just like in any other major city, but if you know where to go and which places to avoid, Nairobi is actually quite safe. Another good thing about Nairobi and Kenya in general is that you do not have to carry around any cash. Kenya has this amazing mobile money system that you can use to pay
Apple
everything.
Pay?
All you need is your phone.
Yeah, M-Pesa. Yeah, I wish I would have known that. Marvin got me hit, but it was too late. Like typically when I go to, well, not all the time, but when I went to Kenya this time, like I just had a bunch of cash, and I exchanged my money and stuff like that, and I took it out periodically depending on where I was going. And funny, to my surprise, is like when you give somebody cash in Nairobi, Kenya, they looking at you like, "What's wrong with you?" Like everybody there uses M-Pesa, which is basically like Americans' Apple Pay or Cash App. You know what I mean? So yeah, like they're very technologically savvy. You know what I mean? So they don't really touch cash like that in Nairobi.
Like paper.
Yeah, it's like
these guys are poor.
Like, what are we gonna do with this? I was able to use it in the Masai Mara market, but even they take M-Pesa. So like, yeah, everybody takes M-Pesa out there.
Even the smallest amount can be paid with M-Pesa. I was surprised when I first got introduced to M-Pesa, only to find out that Kenya is the leading mobile money market in the entire world. It makes life so much more comfortable and leads to less attempts of crime because there's not much to get. The one thing to be aware of is the occasional demonstrations in Nairobi, which can sometimes turn into violent riots. Because of this, Kenya was in the news recently. However, if you stay informed and avoid the affected areas, these political unrests won't impact your daily life. In contrast, while New York has a reputation for being safe, I personally didn't always feel safe there, especially when walking home at night in some neighborhoods. The fast pace of the city and the anonymity can sometimes make it feel less secure.
People are generally New York safe.
Right. Yeah, New York. Okay, I'll just say it.
Said no one ever.
Yeah, New York is not safe, bro. Like it's not. You go walk around Harlem or the Bronx, you let me know how safe you feel.
I had a good time.
But, I mean,
like you said, like every place has their own thing.
Yeah, I mean, if you know how to move, cool. But I'm talking like. If you're like a foreigner and you have no idea what you're doing.
A guy.
Yeah.
I mean, girls, of course, but like if you're a guy.
We're dealing with different kind of crime. You know what I mean? So like, I'm good, man. I'm good off New York.
Their own world and don't look out for others as much as in Nairobi. For example, when I was walking around,
and you can't carry a gun. Never mind. Anyway,
the street, one of the people in the streets helped us to catch the robber. Personally, despite the violent protests, I still feel much safer here in Nairobi than in New York, where gun violence is a daily reality, and especially for people of color. The next thing I want to talk about is the healthcare system. The US is known for its advanced technology.
If he shows me the lady rubbing her throat one more time,
I've heard countless stories of people in the US struggling with extremely high medical bills. Either you can afford their very expensive healthcare insurance and still pay out of pocket for certain treatments, or you simply can't afford insurance and suffer when you need medical care. It's shocking that a country with such global standing still doesn't take care of its own people. The fear of unexpected medical expenses is a constant concern, and many people avoid seeking care because of the cost. When I moved to Nairobi, I quickly realized that it doesn't have the best healthcare system, especially for those who don't make much money. Kenya is still a developing country, and it needs time to get all its systems in order. However, I have great access to good hospitals and doctors. My insurance in Kenya is a premium package that covers all my needs. What I pay for my insurance for a year is what I would pay in New York in a month. Also, since living in Nairobi for 2 years now, I haven't seen a doctor for once, which is most probably a result of the much better quality of life, healthier food options, and spending more time in nature. This is something now I was keen to learn more about once I got to Nairobi. And let us move on to the business opportunities that these cities offer. Before moving to Nairobi, I did my research. But after spending time on the ground, I found a bunch of opportunities in various markets. Although Nairobi is called the Silicon Savannah, everything is still developing. I see the rise of e-commerce, various tech businesses, and the need for improved services and production of goods, and many more things. I spent a lot of time understanding the market while building my own business here. During this time, I've spoken to many local business owners and foreign investors who set up companies in Nairobi.
Just dark-skinned bald guy.
That's his ancestor.
During this time, I've spoken to many local business owners and foreign investors who set up companies in Nairobi. From these conversations, I've learned how much potential Nairobi actually has. Despite the challenges of starting a business in Nairobi, there's definitely more to gain because the markets are not oversaturated and the competition is lower. There's also a vibrant startup scene with brilliant minds working on transforming the country from the ground up. This has given me a lot of inspiration and even motivation to work on my own projects. Even though you will find many things available here, there's still room for businesses that can potentially flourish with Kenya's growing economy and middle class by simply improving what's lacking. Nairobi is also a great gateway to the African continent.
He took me there too. That was fire. English-speaking country. That is it's like a really nice hotel that overlooks the Nairobi National Park. So it's like an infinity pool up there, nice restaurant, stuff like that. It was really Oh my God, that view.
It's more adaptable to
it's ingrained in my brain.
Other African markets. If you can prove your product here, you have an entry ticket to expand into the East African community and grow even further. If we look over to New York, it looks quite different. I've gained a good understanding of the city during my time there. After visiting several fairs and meeting a few startup founders, I've seen the endless possibilities the city has to offer. The only big difference is that New York has a much higher spending power, which is an advantage for any business. But on the flip side, the market is extremely oversaturated with everything you can think of, since almost every idea has already been done by others, and that makes it more difficult to succeed. Not impossible, but definitely more difficult. After discussing business opportunities, let's talk about internet connectivity and electricity, which differs between the two cities. Before moving to Nairobi, I was concerned about bad internet and frequent power outages, the common stereotype about Africa. However, I found that this is only partially true. Nairobi is very advanced in terms of internet. The city offers a widely available 5G service and mostly stable electricity. I have a great fiber connection at home, and I'm always connected when I'm out, even when hiking in the mountains. But still, I do experience a power cut every now and then. But because most places have a backup generator, I still have access to power and Wi-Fi during these outages. Sometimes when it happens, I see it as an opportunity and a reminder to step away from the digital world, what is very good for my mental health. New York, on the other hand, is a very stable power grid with consistent electricity and super fast internet. Since it's a global city, you will have great connectivity all around. This is a huge advantage of New York City, especially for doing business or if you're someone who relies heavily on staying connected like me. To sum it up, the differences between life in Nairobi and New York are vast. The cities are completely different in almost every aspect of life, but ultimately, it depends on what you're looking for. If you prioritize a high-end, fast-paced lifestyle with countless options for food and entertainment, New York is definitely the place to be. But if you're looking for a more affordable and healthier lifestyle with close proximity to nature, being more connected with your roots and the growing market, Nairobi is definitely the better choice. Both cities have the pros and cons, but for me, Nairobi has become home and I wouldn't trade it ever again for New York. Could you imagine leaving New York City behind to start a new life on the African continent and in Nairobi specifically? Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed this episode, and then don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel to learn more about settling and doing business on the continent of Africa.
Make sure y'all do that, man. Round of applause. Marvin, you bodied this, Joe, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro. You bodied this video. This was a really well done, well executed, great video for anybody that wants to know more about Nairobi, or anybody that wants to be reminded of how great Nairobi is. Oh my God, take me back, please. Like, I miss Kenya so much, man. I really do. I really do miss Kenya. The only thing that I mean, he kind of briefly touched on it. The only thing that I don't think he highlighted as much was like the nightlife out there. Nairobi's nightlife is insane. Fire, fun, safe, cool vibes as well too. So I think it can compete with New York as well too. On that level as well too. It's not just. It's a fun city as well too, and I remember when we had the conversation. We had a long talk. He was just like, yeah, sometimes people come to Nairobi and they party too hard, and then they end up having to call friends and family to help get them home because they partying too much. Like Nairobi is kind of like the African New York City. Because it is a metropolitan city as well too. It's the hub for East Africa. So like people from the Middle East, from India, and all over East Africa are kind of like a melting pot in Nairobi. So it's a very major city, and it's still growing. And they are advanced. They have all of the infrastructure that you need, strong connectivity and Wi-Fi. Like I said, when I went to the mall, I thought I was in Pentagon City Mall. I'm like, even with the people in there, they have white people there, they have Indian people there. It's a very diverse city. Sometimes I forget that I'm even in Africa. But yeah, beautiful place. And then then Deanna Beach and Mombasa. Anyway, Carmen, what did you think of the video?
No, the video was super dope. He did a great job of kind of like putting things into perspective while they're not putting like one place down or the other.
Right. Yeah.
I also like it's really informative. Like,
yeah, for sure. And you're right. He did a really good job. Not just downing New York or downing Nairobi when it came to either. Like clearly, like New York is going to have better internet quality and connectivity in New York City, to Nairobi, but Nairobi's not chump either.
And I definitely appreciated how he like went into so much detail with all of his points,
right? And
all the key factors that people would consider before they would move to either place,
right? And very efficient as well too. Like it's a lot of information in such a short video. Like this is something that anybody that's thinking about going to Nairobi should click on this video.
Absolutely.
This is very, very informative. So, shout out to Marvin. And yeah, congratulations to you, man. Another round of applause, man. I can't speak. It's time to go home. late night, man, for us, man. Early morning for y'all. Good morning to y'all. Good night to us. All right.
Good morning. Hello. Good
All right.
morning.
Damn. Still playing? I haven't heard that in a minute. All right. All right. Shout out to everybody in the comments, man. I'm sorry we couldn't get to so many of you guys in the comments tonight, man. We was trying to get through it. Shout out to YouTube, Manzi. I can't do another Rwanda video tonight. I gotta try next week though. Eating a rock is crazy. Yeah, you should actually come.
Eating a rock is crazy.
He said Carmen should come to Kenya now. Yeah, Carmen, you down to come to Kenya? You want to go to Nairobi? Yeah, man.
Bring Top Hill to Kenya.
Yeah, man. We still got to holler at Holograph Jones. You know what I mean? Like, we still got to make that happen for y'all. I still got to go on to Matatu. So yeah, that has to happen. I will definitely go back to Diani Beach as well too. I'm definitely going back to that blue water for sure. Blue water, white sand, need that. What's the name of the beach in Nairobi that was in the video? So Nairobi is landlocked, so you will have to fly to Diani Beach. That's the name of it, Diani Beach. It's about like an hour away from Mombasa, Kenya. So, yep. All right, cool. Well, Carmen, got any last words for the people?
I love you, people.
Oh my God. Like, good night. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of the Top Hill Show. We really greatly appreciate it. We'll see you guys next Monday. And yeah, we out. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel on your way out, man. All right, let's get it. Oh, man.
Takes me back. I remember when this thing dropped.
Rest in peace, Rich Homie Quan.
Everybody feels some type of way.
Facts.